Thank you, Chairman. Good afternoon. I want to first thank the state police. You started a new outreach program, an active shooter, kind of an educational forum. One of my senior centers actually had it. I attended. It was phenomenal. So I just want to applaud the state police on their work on being proactive on that front. I want to get into the Harris. Number one, why did you go to the budget office for an audit? Was there a request to the Auditor General to do an audit on that contract at all?
Two separate issues. I became director over radio in March of 2015. When I'm stepping into a new position and I'm looking at millions of dollars in appropriations to keep the radio system running, I felt that it was necessary to ask the Office of Budget to look into that money and how it's being spent. I did initially, from the get-go, saw some irregularities that I felt that needed greater attention from a neutral agency. So that action was separate from the Auditor General, who just within weeks of my taking over this command, expressed interest in doing a special report on the history of the radio system. My audit that I requested was only from July 1st of 2012 through October 1st of 2015. It was very directed and during only the time that the state police had operational control over the radio system. The Auditor General was supposed to span all through the history of Open Sky.
Okay. And OA had control over that prior to you, correct? And it was transferred to PSP at some point, correct?
Yes, sir. In July 1st of 2012, we assumed control, operation, and maintenance over StarNet.
Okay. So the Office of the Budget did a narrow scope audit. Audit finding number 7, and I'll read the title. Harris excessively billed the Commonwealth for 44 side marker light repairs conducted by Jacobs. The other one, audit number 10, DCNR repeater purchase orders did not reflect actual parts and services delivered. Sounds a little fraudulent within the finances. Is there, I guess you can't, are you asking for money being returned based on those audits by Harris for the overbilling and then kind of correcting the purchase orders?
I can answer this kind of in a two-part. I determined that at the conclusion of Harris Corporation's maintenance contract in October of 2015, that I would withhold approximately 3 months of their last 3 maintenance payments, which was approximately $1.6 million. That I was holding until the conclusion of the audit. The audit determines that there is about damages or problems in the tune of about 1.3. But to get to your question, the overbilling of just the side marker lights is just a small sampling of billing issues. Once I received the audit, I have personally looked into the billing issue, and I can tell you that it's a systemic overbilling issue over the years, and I'm taking a look at 2012, 13, 14, and part of 15.
Wow.
So this is just the tip of the iceberg.
So so while you're withholding 1.3, it could be even higher. Now, total cost for Harris about $800 million. Is that a rough estimate? Is that pretty good?
Well, no, Harris did not receive $800 million.
Okay.
That's a misnomer. That is the total cost of the operating radio system since the inception, the contract in 1999.
Okay.
That includes personnel costs, maintenance, leases, everything. Includes microwave upgrades, includes grant money, consultant fees. I mean, it's that $800 million is everything. And I'd like to point out that some of those monies were fantastic investments okay, out of that 800 million. For example, the Commonwealth owns 173 high-profile steel towers, and we have a fantastic microwave system. So it's not money lost, and there was only a small portion that went to Open Sky out of that 800 million.
So the original contract was 120 for Harris, correct? Was that the initial bid? Do you know?
That I'm not sure.
OA probably did that. Okay.
Yeah.
So it might be helpful to try to figure, maybe send the committee the initial bid and how much we've actually given to Harris. And two, I just want to thank you for your due diligence on the finances of this. I, as a taxpayer, greatly appreciate eyes on this and weeding some of this stuff out, because this is the stuff that frustrates me every single day. And because an agency took its due diligence, looked at this with an open eye, we're uncovering, I would say, fraudulent levels of funding. And I hope if there's prosecution, these people are put in jail.
Well, sir, every dollar that you folks give me toward radio, I treat it as if it's coming out of my own pocketbook, right? And the P25 deployment is going to get us out from under the Open Sky system to a reliable radio system. And for everyone, I not only serve the troopers, but 21 other state agencies who are just as eager to have a new radio system.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.